James here from Shocker Racing, getting ready to head out on another road trip with wifey today. So we're getting packed up, we're loading up the car, getting it all ready. But I was able to pick up the K40 RLS2 Radar Detector. And we're gonna get this set up in there for the trip. Hopefully this way we won't get any tickets. We're gonna see how things go with it. And we're going to do the K40 Consult where you phone call into K40. Supposedly it's 24/7. They allow you to give them a call. They'll walk you through all the steps, how to make it, set up for your application, the type of driving you do, what roads, where you're at, what states. So we're gonna get that put in there. Right now I'm gonna head on outside where wifey is wiping down the Porsche, getting it ready. So let's go check it out. Car's looking good, Kim. Put that stuff down. I got something to show you.
Oh. The K40, you got it? This is gonna be awesome for our trip. Hold on.
Where are you going with that?
I'm so excited. I'm so sick of that thing we've been getting.
Now that we got that settled, I'm gonna go ahead and get this set up inside the Porsche here. It's pretty simple to do because this is a portable one. So when you open the box, you're gonna find the actual RLS2 portable detector. So I'm just gonna set this up here for now to show you what else is in the box. Underneath here, you're gonna find a couple of different cables. You've got the coiled one. If you've got a shorter distance to run, that'll probably work out nicely for you. For us, what I'm gonna do is take this straight cord so that I can kind of tuck it in up in the dash like I had my previous radar detector. And for this case, because I don't have time to hardwire it, I'm just gonna tuck it, and our lighter setup is in the glove box here. So I'm gonna go with the straight cord. And also the last piece I'm gonna need here is the suction cup mount, which once we set up, I put the suction cups on there. They got 3 cups. This just clips into the back of the unit here. I prefer to just have it kind of suction to the windshield in the center here, and then just run the cord down along and hide it, tuck it nicely. A lot of people will tell you that you should have it mounted up kind of higher so that it'll have better clearance as far as picking up signal, but this is the way I prefer to do it. So that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna get that set up. We'll catch you when we make the phone call to K40.
So we have the RLS2 radar detector here, and we are actually going to be getting the RL200i installed into our car, but we were unable to get that for this trip. So they're allowing us to test drive this one, and we're gonna do a consult with K40.
Basically, we're gonna give them a call, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna help us set this up, choose all the correct settings so that it's set up properly for our application.
Good morning, K40.
Hi, I was calling because we wanted to do the consult for the RLS2, and we wanted to set it up for the application of our drive. We're currently on the highway driving a pretty decent road trip, and we just wanted to make sure we were using our radar detector as well as we could be for this drive.
Yeah, it's a little tough to hear you. I don't know if you have me on speakerphone or regular phone. I know you mentioned you were driving. There's a lot of road noise.
Yeah, the car's kind of loud here.
It's probably our exhaust. If I talk this loud, can you hear me?
Yeah, but let's try something. Click the quiet ride button on the unit for me once.
Quiet ride off.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear it. We should be able to go through it.
Awesome.
So, where do you live and do most of your driving?
We live in...
Oh, okay. And where do you do most of your driving?
In pretty much all around there.
Okay. And you said you're traveling now. Where are you heading?
We're headed to Miami, Florida. We're currently in Indiana.
It's a long drive, but you take longer trips, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So first things first, on the side of the unit, on the left-hand side, if you're looking at the screen, there's a volume control knob. I want you to turn that all the way up or roll it all the way towards the back of the unit.
Okay. Check.
Once you've done that, on the upper right-hand corner of the unit, on the right farthest button to the right, it says dim menu, and I want you to press and hold that button until it says menu.
Menu, female voice.
Now press and release it.
Voice on.
Again.
Wake up long.
Press the up arrow or in the middle of the unit.
Wake up short.
And I'm going to recap at the end. Click menu on the right again.
Speed on.
Again.
Compass on.
Again.
Traffic sensor filter off.
You going, okay, menu again.
Miles per hour.
Again.
Auto mute off.
Up arrow in the middle.
Auto mute on.
Menu on the right.
X-band on.
Menu.
K-band on.
Menu.
KA-band on.
Menu.
Laser on.
Menu.
All muted locations saved.
Menu.
All alert locations saved.
Good. Then leave it sit for me. We're going to let it exit this menu on its own.
Exit.
So there was two things that we changed. The first was the way that the system wakes up, and I want you guys to hear that once while we're on the phone. So that same switch on the side there, roll it back to the front of the unit till the system shuts off.
Okay.
Make sure you're not speeding. I should have mentioned that before we started going through the menu.
No worries, we're on cruise control, so
Okay.
thank you. All right, we shut it off.
And then roll it back on and all the way up.
Okay.
That's the new wake up that you'll hear when you start the car from now on. The 3 beeps and then the GPS linking up.
Okay.
So it's not such a big to-do. Before it was K40 scan active, beep, beep, boop, boop, you know, the whole nine. Now it's just a nice quick 3 beeps and let you know that the GPS is linked up. Now, second thing that I did was I enabled the auto muting feature. What auto mute does is when you first get an alert, we want the volume or the system to go off at the volume level that you have it set to. Auto mute, once it's gone off and warned you, will automatically start to quiet the radar down without you having to reach for the mute button or turn the volume down yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a feature I really like, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, because once you've been warned, you're going to start adjusting your speed. You don't need it to continue to yell at you.
Yes.
Maybe on these longer trips, someone's napping. You know, you want to try to keep the radar as quiet as possible,
Right.
but still know what's going on. Now, if you could for me, that same dim menu button, just click it until it says auto. Don't hold it, just click, click, click.
Night. Auto.
Okay.
That'll start the display screen at its brightest setting, but dim that down automatically too as you continue to get an encounter. And the concept here is that an officer, you know, pulling up will not, you know, it'll get less bright.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we lost you at can get less.
Oh, so the dim button,
Uh-huh.
or the auto setting that we put in place with that dim button, it will screen to be nice and bright, but then it will dim it down during an encounter.
Okay.
So when you first get the alert, it's bright enough to catch your attention, maybe hit the sound off for some reason or something, but it should grab your attention and then fade into the background so that the closer you get, like let's say an officer's coming from behind you,
Right.
it won't stay super bright
Okay.
on the screen, okay?
Yep.
And then to the left of that should be the filter button. And I want you to click that until it says highway.
City. Filter.
I thought it said something else.
Highway.
Perfect. That's the best sensitivity setting. So as you notice, there's 3 settings. Highway, city, filter. Highway gives you the best range and performance on all 3 radar frequencies, X, K, and KA. City mode reduces X-band to half of its normal detection range,
Okay.
but it leaves the K and KA, which are the more prominent police frequencies, at full performance.
Okay.
Filter was built and designed before we had a lot of these other settings, and it was really meant for our clients that lived in Manhattan. So it's not something I'd recommend you use. Filter shuts X-band off and reduces K and KA to half of their normal strength. Now, touching on these radar frequencies, have you guys had radar detectors in the past?
Yes, we have.
Okay, so you're familiar with what cops use and that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, yeah, because X is pretty old and obsolete, and I would usually shut it off, but being that you're on such a long trip, it might not hurt to have on in case you hop off the expressway and take a back road somewhere, okay? Quiet ride, I want you to click that, and then immediately press the up arrow until you get to 30.
Quiet ride. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Perfect, and then it'll set itself
Quiet
there.
ride. Set.
That tells the system to not beep. It'll still show up, the signal will still show up in the screen, but the system will not beep until you've exceeded 30 miles an hour. And this is so when you're driving through the parking lot of Costco, you know, the mall, it's not going to make any noise. You're probably not at risk of a ticket going 29 miles an hour anywhere.
Right. Yeah, that's very nice.
So
That is nice.
and you can always bring that speed up. I like to start there just so you can get familiarized with what the system is doing, you know.
Yeah.
But pretty much anywhere you're going to be in good shape when it comes to that. The final button besides the mute is mark, and what mark does is it has 2 options. If you were to press and hold it right now, it would say marked to alert and then make almost like a doorbell sound. So you could mark speed traps, you could mark cameras.
Oh, okay.
Think of it as if you're taking a push pin and putting it into a map to remind you the next time you come through that area. You're on a long road trip, if you guys find a great place to pull off and stop, you know, maybe there's a great restaurant or something, you hit the mark button when you're on the highway, get back on the highway right there, and when you're coming back from Florida, it will remind you before you get to that exit.
That's really nice. I like that feature a lot.
It's kind of neat. I mean, in Chicago, I mark potholes, right? They can rip a rim off your car sometimes.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, mark, press and holding mark will mark to alert. And think of it as if you're putting a push pin in the map. The second feature to that button is mark to mute. And what mark to mute does is, let's say you go past, let me give you an example. Let's say you go past, the target's not there anymore, but the target on 72, right? If you go past that target on 72 and it was emitting K-band radar, you can remove that false alarm from that location. When you're getting the alert, you simply click the mark button and it'll pull that signal out.
Perfect. Yeah.
The only thing you'd really want to mark is X or K-band. KA is always going to be a cop, so you can use that frequently. Now the mute button has 2 features. If you click it once, it's just going to mute the signal that you're getting. If you press and hold the mute button, it will do an extended mute for about 5 minutes.
We're coming up to a construction zone, so they have those signs up with the speed.
You know, speed sign, so you could hit the mute button here.
Mute on.
There we go. And it'll mute that alert from that particular encounter. Any questions?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's
covered it.
Yeah, very
And
helpful.
then some,
Got it all
thank you.
set and dialed in here for us. So.
All right. Well, you guys have a great trip down there. And if anything comes up or you have any questions, you call me directly at the number I text you from is my cell, okay?
Okay, so we're back here from our 3,000-mile road trip with the Porsche.
To Miami. Well,
Woo-woo.
back to Illinois.
Yeah, everything was great.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun on the trip.
K40 was very helpful on the roads. We didn't get a ticket, especially in Georgia.
Yeah, we really liked it. It wasn't like going off like crazy like our old one, which was something that drove her nuts.
I'm so sick of that thing beeping at every single new car that goes by. Yes, and I love when we did the consult with Brian. He showed us how certain things like you can mark areas that you know there's other signals coming in and making you think there's a cop and there really isn't, so it won't go off. Or if you're stopped at a stop sign and you're going under 30 miles in your car, miles per hour, it's not just beeping if there's a cop there. It's letting you know with a signal, a light signal, but it's not beeping. So that was cool.
Yeah. So those are a few things we really liked. I definitely would recommend checking this one out.
I won't be tossing this in the garbage.
And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And everything, I always turn it off and he gets mad, but I always turn off because it does me no good when it's beeping at the sidewalks. Like the video, subscribe to us on YouTube, and head over to ShockerRacing.com for more great features.
Radar, be cool.
Radar. Don't act a fool. There he is.